Howdy everyone, this is Mopop, this is the Diamond Society, and welcome back to episode number 21. We're here at my base, we're inside the train station. This is where we've been working quite a bit recently, and it's done. It's pretty much done, other than this area right behind the nether portal. We worked on that right at the end of last episode, just got the hole dug. Haven't actually done anything with it yet, and that's what I want to do in today's episode. But we finished the train station, like I said in last episode. We added in all these rails, also decorated up this kind of mid-path here, and then did this whole back wall. We also added 2 chicken farms, one on either end. And the one up here just produces raw chicken. This is for villager trading. And actually, there's a good amount of that left now. I haven't actually been using all that a whole lot. I did it a little bit and then unlocked the rest of the trades for the trade up there on the butcher. And then on the other side we have the cooked chicken farm, which wasn't producing so much. I don't know if it was either getting lost, and that was because I accidentally killed one of them. We'll do that later. This is actually produced by the farm, and it is not as fast as the other one. I didn't know if some of them were getting killed in the lava, if there just weren't as many, so I just added a bunch of chickens instead. That was very recently, though. I don't know if they've actually grown up yet. But then other than that, looking at the back wall here, we've got my initials, M, Mot, B for bot, and then we got this little room right here. And this is generally what I want to do behind the nether portal, as that goes right up to the surface. And I'll get back there in a second, but you can see that we have this kind of inlay in the wall, then with a shelf and a few flowers just dotted about, just kind of random bits like that I want to do all the way up here. So this I think this is 6 wide here. That's how wide this was as well, going all the way up. And this goes right up here. However, I then covered up 3 of these to make it just a little bit skinnier to fit inside the build that I have actually planned for this. Don't want to show that off though, don't want to spoil what I'm going to do. I will get that done very soon here. But we've got a very kind of cramped space to work with, so doing that might help a little bit because that does add now 1 more block on either side, and then we just kind of have those extra bits of detail. So it shouldn't really be too bad. And then we can finally get rid of that wall as well, and we can actually get back here pretty easily, and then we'll have good access to the top as well. Up to this plateau up here, we've got a really cool view of everything. And it looks like a skeleton's died over here. Let's look right here. Yeah, you can pretty much see the whole base and kind of where the like natural borders are from different Ryan cart rails. It's pretty awesome. Oh, almost fell there. But then we've also got the 2 beacons, and then we've got the 3rd one right in the center. That's pretty awesome. I'd like to do something where we have something like right about, I think here is where you see all of them, so kind of offset by 1 block from the center. Having something right here staring out, kind of the trifecta of beacons, I think that'd be really cool. But that's not going to kind of line up with what we want to do. Right here, I'm going to be putting a house. I mentioned that in the last episode. I thought I'd call it my house, although the plan that I've made is actually really small and not kind of suited for that. It's basically just enough to have the entire staircase inside it and then not a whole lot else. It's like 1 block maybe on the outside, so not a whole lot that I can actually do in there. It's also not very tall, not very wide, and it just kind of fits right over this thing. So the rest of this is all going to be filled up. We got plenty of room to work with, but this is going to be the horse sanctuary. Since we've already finished the train station, which is kind of like the main part of the base, this is the next kind of important section that I want to work on. We'll have tons of stuff up here, both kind of manual horse stuff as well as some different redstone bits. It should be pretty awesome because of how much room we have to work with. We can do a lot of kind of openness and keep that same kind of general theme that we've been working with for the rest of the base, where we just kind of have like buildings dotted up. We got roads in between them, and then we kind of decorate certain bits up. We got 2 different ponds down here that are decorated. We got that one there, that one there. I'd love to get more of those, and we can definitely use a few of those up here since we obviously have the room for it. And then the goal in the end is to have a ton of horses just kind of wandering about, and then we could breed them whenever. We do have a few around here. We've also got a few over at spawn. I know we've got a mule and a donkey over there. Those are what I'd be riding the most because you can carry stuff in them, but a fast horse would be awesome as well, and ones that jump are very important as well. So we've got that one there. We've got, I don't know if we have any back here. I know we've got a few off in that direction as well, and then I think we have 1 or 2 fairly decent horses at spawn. I'm going to go ahead and get started working, and then probably going to do the tunnel first. I don't think I'm going to do the house just yet because I've got a lot of work to do up here before I start putting that up. I did actually alter the terrain just a little bit to make sure that it'll fit, but that's going to require still a little bit more. I like to punch out all the grass and get everything lit up pretty nicely, and then just kind of give it a little bit more natural feel as we work, and just kind of like cover the terrain that we've already finished so that we're not kind of like impeding on anything. And we can get rid of all these different trees then as well. And the back tunnel is done. Slightly different actually from how we did this front room here. Coming on back here, we added a few of these lights, the redstone lamps into the wall. I think it fits pretty well. Of course, we did use the other ones down here on that path right there. And then I also did a little bit of a different shelf. You can see how it just kind of goes straight across here, and then up here I kind of made them offset from each other. I think that works better because it is a larger area. It's got a lot more to fill in, so if we just did a straight path across, that probably wouldn't look quite as good. And then I was also able to fit in a few more flowers, which is of course nice. Then going up here, it is still 3 wide. And then we have this glass down here with the jack-o'-lanterns underneath that to keep it plenty lit. And of course, we still have the lamps in the wall, so it's going to be very, very bright. We also have jack-o'-lanterns under here, so kind of just completely making it spawn-proof. No chance of anything spawning in here. And then the stairs are the same that we worked with over here, down there. And then that is, of course, the same here. Very simple roof again, just using the stone slabs, just like we used over here. Although without that extra kind of bit there. I did try it with that in certain areas. It just did not look right at all. And then, like I said, it's still receded back here. I was going to put shelves here, but then I thought that little redstone lamp there just looked a whole lot better. And then coming up here, all of that is gone. Trees are gone. And we put jack-o'-lanterns in the ground with the leaves on top. That's about 8 stacks. Maybe even a little bit more of each. It's a lot, although now it's spawn proof, which is pretty awesome. And that does look pretty ugly up here, right here. We are going to cover this up, like I said, with a house, and that will not actually be visible. We'll put carpet or something on top of it. But just look, this just looks insane. It looks beautiful. And then we've also got this kind of stone brick trim going around here. This is going to be the edge of it. We're going to build it up one more block. We're going to put some stone slabs on top of that. And then on top of that, we'll put fences to make sure no horses can get out. Make sure no mobs can get in, and then keep this place completely safe. I did actually do that after doing the lights, though, and that was kind of a rookie error on my part, because then when going through, I had to get rid of a few of them, and that's off. You know, it's kind of threw off my lighting a little bit. So a few changes still need to be made to the lighting, and I still actually need to get a few more stone bricks around here. I'm still kind of smelting up some stuff because I've run out. This is a lot of stone brick as well. Again, it's probably 8 plus stacks. It's definitely more than that. It's been a lot. I'm only about halfway done, although most of the large areas have already been done. If we come along the back here, and this won't really be visible, I don't plan on building anything back here, but that does go all the way up. So not looking horribly great, but the real thing that you're going to be seeing is over here on front. And there's not, oh, that's a lot of pearls. That was not the right one. So the real one that you're going to be seeing is over here. And there's not going to be a whole lot visible. Even on the side, you can't really see a lot. There's just going to be about 2 blocks down until it gets to about here. And then it just kind of closes up. And then you've just got the one. That goes most of the way around. You can see I kind of pushed it back far enough so that it wouldn't be coming down a whole lot. I was originally planning on carrying it right down here. But then this pretty much whole mountain face would have been stone brick, which would have been really ugly. I still want to keep that kind of natural feel. I just want to make sure that my horses aren't going anywhere, and nothing's coming in to kill my villagers as well. So like I said, I've still got a little bit more to do here, and now that all this is gone, it made it a lot easier to actually do all these lights, which was really helpful. It did kind of take a while. I didn't bother using water. That would have helped a lot to just place a water bucket, break everything, run around, and then just keep doing that. I just went through and did it all by hand. I don't know, there were trees, and I just didn't feel like it really. So that didn't actually take too long, but these really did. Those were really painful to do because I could only do it at night, which means that only about every 10 minutes or so it was actually possible. And it kind of looks like it's in a pattern, like it's kind of like got diagonals, although I definitely did not do that on purpose. It's just kind of spread around to make sure that nothing has a dark spot. And I think it's kind of nice. I don't really know how many of these are actually going to be staying because as I start to build stuff, it's going to cover quite a lot of them. So we probably won't have so many, and there's going to be paths too. So I'll do different lighting around that. This is just kind of for now to make sure it's completely safe. And I don't have to worry about actually having to block off this hole and having something go in and kill my villagers. I did have one more librarian as well. And the books that I traded were just really bad. It was like Respiration 1. It was like Sharpness 3 for like 45 emeralds or something. It was something insane. Not something I wanted around here. And so I had to kill that guy, which is unfortunate because these are my favorite.
Okay, a few changes in between clips here. First one you might actually be able to hear, at least I hope you can, and that is that I got a new microphone. I should sound better now. I am using the Blue Yeti. Like the microphone, probably don't have it hooked up entirely right. There's probably a few settings I need to be tweaking. But that'll probably come in between episodes when I have a little bit more time to actually learn about it. So I'm not going to say a whole lot about it other than that I am pretty pleased with it so far. But then right now we are underneath the tree farm and we have put in another minecart loader. And this takes the items right over into the storage area. Just as all the other ones do, this is no different. This is my design and it works pretty well. We dump all the items into this chest and then they flow down into the hopper. get put into that minecart chest that you just saw a moment ago. That gets sent off, empties off over there, and then comes right back and just keeps bouncing around as all the other ones do. If we come out here, I have also made a slight tweak to the outside. Before, we kind of had grass coming all the way over, bone veiled up, didn't look too great. We had a little bit of a path going up to the staircase here, and it was just overall pretty messy. So instead, we now have 2 flower gardens, one on either side, and then they're kind of sectioned off from the rest, and we filled up the center here with andesite, so it kind of connects it to the road a little bit better, makes it look a little bit more complete, and just a little bit more clean. Definitely something I want to be using in other builds that are kind of like this. We don't actually have to go up to that, so I'm not going to do it there. We kind of already have our thing going over there, how we kind of have it dip in, and then that path that goes around, and then we don't need to go there. We kind of have it working there at the staircase, but then over here, this is the mining tunnel. It just kind of goes up to a staircase. Maybe we could do something else just a little bit better over there. But then the other small-ish thing that I did, and I got a comment about this a long time ago, meant to do it, completely forgot about it, was to get rid of the glowstone that was hanging from the side. So whoever said that, thank you. It does look better. I really did mean to. I just completely forgot. So the other change, and this one took me quite a while, and if we pop up here, you can kind of see it here. We finished off that retaining wall, and it doesn't actually look too bad from back here. It matches pretty well. There's not a whole lot of gray, although along the back there's a little bit more. If we hop up here, oh, okay, we almost didn't make it. Let's hop over, and I think this looks pretty cool. We did finish that house as well. I'll get to that in a moment, but I did do a little bit of terraforming. We got rid of that hill there. Modified this one just a little bit to make sure the horses can't just like walk off the side and go out there, as we do have a few up here now, which is also pretty awesome. Had to redo the lighting in some places, although it overall looks pretty nice. We did also end up just kind of scraping this other biome back here. Not a huge issue, as we won't be back here horribly often. But then looking over here, there should be no place that the horses can't actually walk off. And coming up here, this place looks awesome. There are lots of leaves around here, but it just kind of looks awesome. It's just a nice pasture. Plenty of horses around. And I kind of like how they're a little bit spread out and just kind of centered around the house here. There are some fairly decent ones. No, like, super horse that's good at everything. Although the white one right here, and I've already got a saddle on it. I think I've got 3 saddles around here. This one is decently fast. It's not, I am lagging a little bit, so that doesn't help, of course. However, yeah, it moves at a fairly decent rate. It doesn't jump super well. I don't even know if its back legs get off the ground. It doesn't really look like it. So not the greatest, but, oh, I meant to get off, not jump. And that's one thing I got to be careful of with the new microphone, is leaning back a few inches. I can't imagine that sounded too great. Probably my voice cut out just a little bit. But then we've got this kind of little shack here. Little bit of a cottage. Not horribly great. It's just to hide the staircase, basically. Just to have a way down into my base. And I think it does look fairly decent, though. It's not super great. It's not what I originally planned. I wanted to have something huge and actually kind of call it my home. But this just fits in a little bit better with everything around it. A lot easier to build because I am not very great at houses at all. I'm actually pretty poor at them, and this was kind of the best shot that I could make. I was trying to kind of like base certain things off of like Google Images and different YouTube videos. Nothing I was coming along with was actually able to look too nice though. So I just kind of chalked this up completely randomly, sort of just picked a bunch of blocks, put them together, and yeah, this is about the best that I could do. Like I said, not too great at that, but then the inside is just lined with carpet. In here, we've got a bit of horse armor. I would like to go and find more of that, though, and kind of get all my horses decked out. I do need to start breeding those as well, and start getting some others around. I have a mule and a donkey at spawn. Could probably move those over and start getting some other mules. Those are pretty nice. But then, anyway, this just goes right down into the base, like you saw before. Didn't really have to do a whole lot of modifications. The nice thing about this is that it fit right on top of the hole, and it's completely centered as well. Did base that around that, so that was nice to have planned before, but then that comes right down into here, and then into here, and then the tree farm is the one that links up right here, and that goes right down there. We might actually be able to see it. It's right there, I think. Maybe it is. Okay, so sometimes this one right there comes over and kind of swings up here. Looks like it's over here. It really isn't. This one over here does it too. I don't know why they do it, but occasionally we do get all 3 coming in at the same time, which is a pretty good look. So I've got one quick final thing. I say quick, it's probably not going to be too quick, but I do have one final thing that I'd like to work on in this episode. And here is that last little thing. Doesn't look like a whole lot, but it actually is going to be a huge help. Now, I've got a ton of horses up here. Well, I say a ton, but it's more like 5, maybe 6. But before, I've just been bringing them up through the train station, then up through this house, and that's not proper. We can't be having that. So instead, this is actually a way for me to get my horses up here and back down, because we do actually want to be using them and not be trotting through the house and through the train station and such. So this path is going to go over there. I just ran out of coarse dirt, but that'll come right along here, right up to here. And then if we come out here, and hopefully most of the horses can actually jump that. I know I do have a few that aren't the greatest at jumping, but obviously they're gates, so we can't open them if need be. I had considered doing something with pistons, although if we have a block at this height, that actually means that mobs or anything really could just walk up on here and then walk right over. So that wouldn't help us a whole lot. That would actually make things probably pretty bad, because then we'd be having mobs in here and it would defeat the whole purpose of all the lighting and everything, because, well, zombie would walk in, go through there, go down and start killing my villagers, which we really don't want. But then anyway, back here, have the staircase that goes right down to not necessarily the ground, although it lines up with the ground right here, and then there's this giant pit under here. So this is looking kind of ugly. Between episodes, I'd like to fix this up. Oh, not down there. So between episodes, I'd like to fix this up, make it look a little bit nicer. Do up this area, maybe do another pond and something like that. Also kind of decorate this. This is where the villagers come in and then go back there. And then the carts come back on this side, I think. Yeah, villagers come on this side. Carts go down on that side. This is looking pretty ugly. We got torches and stuff. So we definitely want to do that up and make it look quite a bit better. Bridge also isn't the greatest. We definitely need some lighting as well, but it's looking pretty bland. Not a whole lot of space, and I wasn't feeling super creative, so I'd like to make some slight modifications to that as well. But this goes then right through the bridge that is for the sugarcane farm. And this is kind of a cool thing. I like being able to go bridge under another, and then this comes right down all back here. Staircase again just goes right back down, and then we get this kind of like outlet of coarse dirt here. And then back here is actually going to be an andesite path to match the rest of the paths down at the ground level. And that'll cook up probably right around here. This is my mine shaft right there. And then this should come right over here. So we'll have an actual way to bring the horses down, because the goal is to be actually using these horses and to be using them around here. It's a lot better, I think, than running. It's a lot faster with a proper horse. And I do have a fairly fast horse, so that's really helpful as well. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all next time.